Morning, Raptorfreak Alexiot's here. It's Tuesday morning, so it's Raptorfreak Trivia Day. But first, let's give a little time for everybody to come in and get into the room. So I'm just going to do a little bit of daily news for about 10 minutes, and then we'll start the trivia. Yesterday, Nick Nurse had his exit interview for the season. It was about 45 minutes. It's a great clip. I highly recommend any Raptor fan to go watch him and listen to what he says because once again, Nick Nurse has dispelled any rumors. He's pretty much said exactly how he feels about the team, coaching the team, and the way it works with him and Masai, and the way it's very functional, and all kinds of different things and stuff like that. It was very, very good interview. He was very open about his plans for this off season and for next year and what he expects. He also talked a lot about this year and what he felt like went really well and where we did really well and where we had trouble and stuff like that. Very, very informative interview for any true Raptor fan. Go find the Nick Nurse interview from yesterday because it's really kind of like when the president or somebody does a state of address. It's like kind of like they're telling you how they see the current state of things are for the team. And I really love that they straight up asked him, "What about these rumors about you going to coach for the Lakers?" Because this has been something that's been going on for a couple of weeks. And he says, basically, I don't know where these rumors come from. They have nothing to do with me, and I am focused on coaching this team here in Toronto. That he basically just like slam dunk that there's something that's just made up by LA sports media and stuff like that. And there were other interesting things he had to say. He talked about what we needed for our team. And you know what? He's echoing what we're saying here. And that's so nice to hear ourselves, is that maybe we do need to get a kind of big guy. But he also said that, Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic are really the two guys in the league that we can't deal with in a certain way with the size that we have. That most centers, and I guess he's including Ayton, he's including the Washington guy, he's including guys in Cleveland, these kind of guys, he feels like our team can handle. That it's really, if we have to go out and get a bigger center, it's specifically for only two teams in this league, is what he's saying. So he doesn't see the need as much. He'd much rather try and do it the way we've been doing it. But he did say this. This is so important. He said he wants more catch and shoot players off the bench. And that in today's NBA, there's so much attrition. There's so many people that are sitting out because of injury, people because of COVID outbreaks and stuff like that, that you have to have quality further down your bench. And now some people are saying, well, you never played the bench. How would we know that there was any quality? Well, listen, that if there were quality players playing at the end of the bench, he would have figured out a way to get them in there and do things with them. Trust me. It's just that he couldn't rely on those guys in any kind of way. And then he said in the offseason, they will address getting some more veteran catch and shoot players off the bench that can help us score off the bench, because he really does see it as like, it's not just like your 1 through 8 of your rotation. You need those 4 guys at the end to be quality, because they may have to step in and take over because people are, the other things hurt, or they have COVID, or whatever happens in today's day and age. Because, and once again, he also talked about how he feels like the game is getting too dangerously physical, and that the league needs to look at the way offensive players are hitting out with their arms when it's unnecessary and stuff like that, and do something about it. So Nick Nurse was very informative. He talked a lot about the journey of the team this year, how we had a rough time at the beginning of the year, how we started getting going better, and how he felt really good about it. And then once again, Nick had one of these badass quotes where he says, I don't coach to lose, I coach to win. So he basically did the OG quote and talking about his expectations for next year. And that these guys are like, listen, they're not messing around. The rest of the NBA, Chuck and Shaq, people like that, they may be seeing a certain thing about the Raptors, but everybody inside the organization is all about one thing, and that's getting that next championship. And Nick Nurse once again echoed that yesterday. He said, basically, this is what we're trying to get to be a championship level team and be contending for a championship. We're not here to mess around and be a middling team. And that, he really believes that our team can get to that level with who they have. Like he is one another person who's echoing that I don't really see any reason for us to make a big trade or have to add some major things. I see what we have as having what will grow into it. All right, let's see what you guys are saying this morning. G was asking me some questions about the trivia, when it's going to last till. Basically, the trivia is going to go until the NBA has a new champion for 2022 year. So we're in the playoffs now, guys, for this trivia game. So it basically means I'm making this more cutthroat. This is going to be a little bit more hard in some ways, the trivia today. I just have to tell you all that because we're in the playoffs and everything gets amped up a little harder. So I'll explain what it is in just a sec. All right, let's see. G saying Hero hurt the Sixers off the bench. Catch and shoot is a key. Yes. Wouldn't it be so nice to have somebody, a reliable scorer like Tyler Hero off our bench up here? That'd be fantastic. Interesting games last night. Philadelphia was hanging with them and actually had the halftime lead by 1 point. And then in the second half, it was just Miami blew it open and they beat them pretty good. But yeah, that was, that was what we expected, honestly, like in a lot of ways. Tom Duke's saying, "Hey there, morning." Nick Nurse's interview was reassuring. His interview was so great, Tom Duke. Like honestly, any Raptor fan needs to go watch Nick Nurse and his words this morning, his state of the season address. Oh, random gamers here. Good to see you guys. What up, guys? I'm depressed and want nothing to do with the Sixers or Doc Rivers. So let's talk about some Raptors and their offseason moves they should make. Well, we're going to do more of that on Thursday, but today's a trivia day, random gamer, and you're more than welcome to play. All of our questions are worth 25 points, and we're playing with fouls today, guys, because listen, if they're going to be current questions, there's only a certain amount of answers y'all can make. So you really got to watch out how you answer the trivia today because I'm counting fouls. You get 6 fouls and you foul out. You're not allowed to answer anymore in this trivia. So really, really think about what your answer is, because as soon as you put a wrong answer, I'm calling a foul on you, just like Zach Zarbo would call on us. So yeah, that's what we're doing today, random. And I understand what you're saying and stuff like that. Doc's answer about why he left Joel in the game is just, it's not smart. It's like, it makes me think that like, why are you justifying it? Like, it just doesn't make any sense, Doc. Why are you justifying a mistake like that? Just own up to it and say, maybe I shouldn't have had him out there. Because in some ways it's just his pride at this point. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, the Sixers did do well last night, considering everything. I thought that they played really well and hung with them. Tobias was really good in the first half, and James was actually doing some stuff for you guys last night at different times and stuff. I'd be surprised, like if they, you're not going to get swept. I'm pretty sure you won't get swept because I think Joel will get back in time to help you guys get a couple of games still. All right, let's see. Yeah, play some trivia. It's a lot of fun. This is our Tuesday off season kind of thing. Yeah. So, like I said, guys, yeah, Tom, be a little scared. Like you want to balance being executing correctly and also fast enough, because we know how it is with this trivia normally. G is our champion. He has like 1,700 points, and this is what we're playing for, y'all. This is a practice jersey. It's an old school practice jersey from like maybe mid 2000s. And it's got Jerome Williams, the Junkyard Dog signature on it. And the winner of the trivia this summer is going to get this mailed to them. So yeah, you guys are playing for something. All right. So you know what? We've got a few people in here and stuff like that. We're going to go ahead and like maybe start in a second, unless you guys have anything else you guys want to talk about. Let me just see what you're saying. Random saying he'll play trivia. Yeah, I know. G. Then third quarter came and we stood no chance. Yeah, that Miami has different intensities they can go from in different places and stuff. And it's weird. Kyle's not playing still, which is that is I don't know. Kyle can be either a good or a bad thing for a team. He can be out there and be really good, X factor, but then sometimes he can kind of take away from a team also. So especially if he's hurt, it's kind of like what happened with Fred in our series with y'all. Like he can be really good in some games, but if he's hurt and he's not really fully healthy, he can also be a real detriment. And I think that's what's happening with Lowry right now. But Tom, don't be scared. And G saying Heat have some key pieces off the bench, difference makers. Well, that's the thing. They have real quality, like right on down to like 10. I mean, when you have Oladipo coming off the bench, that's absolutely insane to me. Like, honestly, this guy should be starting and being like the man on other franchise. But he's like, they can afford to have him as like their seventh or eighth guy. It's like really crazy. Okay, today's trivia today is going to be all about the playoff series we just played with Philadelphia. So this is very, apropos, random gamer. You will be able to figure this out also, just because you watch the series also. So I'm looking at the stats for the 6 games in the first round against Philadelphia that we lost, and I'm asking questions about what Raptors did what and stuff like that. So if you do answer wrong, I'm going to have you guys' names written down here already that have played before. And if I'll put random gamer on here now. And if you do say one wrong, you get a foul. And you get 6 fouls, you foul out. That's just like in basketball. So, all right, let's start with the first question. It's a fairly easy one. All right, there's 3 answers to it. So you do have more of a chance of not getting a foul on this one, Tom Duke. So don't be too afraid. All right, guys. Which 3 Raptors started all 6 games of the series against Philadelphia in the first round this year? Which 3 Raptors started all 6 games of the series against Philadelphia? 25 points for each answer. Just write them in when you think about it and you say it. G saying Pascal, and you are right, G. That is one of them. OG, you're saying OG, that's the second one. Sure. G, you're going to clean up again? This is what he always does. Now, who's the third Raptor that did start all 6 games? Ooh, Summer's come in, and she's got Gary, so she's going to get Gary. That's right. All right, so G got the first 2, and Summer, you got all 3 in your answer. That's a good job. No, Gamer, sorry, Birch did not. But you know what? The answer's been already answered, so I'm not going to count your foul because the play had been called whistled stop. Dead ball, no play, no foul after the play. Sorry. See, I got to be like a ref here. I'm doing my Tony Brothers today. Maybe I'll be Bill Kennedy. I will talk so nicely as I screw you over. No, just kidding. All right, question number 2 is, which Raptor got the most offensive rebounds in this first round Philly series this year? Who got the most offensive rebounds in that 6-game series just now? Pitto almost had it. Well, listen, you got to be quick on this one. Alster's saying Birch. Alster, you're going to get a strike for that. Birch did not have the most offensive rebounds. Pitto's saying Boucher, and he got it. Pitto is in here coming out strong, right like a bowling ball. Pitto, you are on the board with your first answer. It is Chris Boucher. Chris Boucher had 12 offensive rebounds throughout the 6-game series. Yeah. Tom, you're just a little late, but you're fine. You got the right answer. You don't no foul. As soon as somebody gets the answer, I'm calling a whistle, and nobody can get a foul after that. Okay. All right. So the third question is, which Toronto Raptor made the most 3-pointers for Toronto in the Philadelphia series this year in the first round in all 6 games? Who had the most threes for the Raptors in those 6 games? Whenever you're ready, whenever you think about it, who made the most 3-pointers in that series? Random Gamer saying Trent. Trent is wrong. I'm sorry, you got a foul. Random Gamer, just 1 foul on you now. Alistair, you're getting a second foul. So you're 2 fouls now. You get 4 more. You're out, buddy. G, you're getting a foul. It was not Gary, y'all. It was not Gary Trent. He did not make the most threes for us in this series. These are good guesses, and that's why this trivia is fun. Alistair coming in and getting it. Yeah, see, that's what you got to do, Alistair. You got to do the offensive rebound. You missed the shot, get that put back and put it back in. Alistair is right. It's OG Anunoby. OG had 14 threes in this series against them, and I think Gary did have 13. So it was pretty close. You guys were real close. All right, all you guys are jumping in here. Jason Smith, good to see you. You guys are behind. It's not precious. It is OG Anunoby, and Alistair got in there first. So that he gets the points. All right, let's see. We'll keep going. The next question, number 4, is going to have three answers to it. So be ready. You can get 3 different answers for this one. Which 3 Raptors shot the best percentage for 3 in the series? Who are our best 3-point percentage shooters in this series? And that's any 3-pointers. It doesn't have to be like, there's no minimum of like, you have to have 10 3-point attempts. This is like, who had the best shooting percentage from 3-pointer? for us. Alistair's saying Fred Van Vliet. No, that's another strike, Alistair. Fred is not one of them. Pascal is wrong too. Gee, you get a strike for that one. Random Gamer saying Trent. That is another strike. These guys did not shoot good from three, unfortunately. Tom Duke, you're getting a strike because it's not Gary Trent, y'all. You got to think out of the box here in a couple of ways. All right, Alistair said OG. OG is one of them. OG shot 34% from the thing. So, Alistair, you're getting that point for OG. Tom Duke, Precious is not on this list. You're getting a strike for that, foul for that one. Alistair saying Boucher. You know what, Alistair, you're right. Chris Boucher was 40% from three-point land in this series. So he is one of the three. Summer, you're just behind him, unfortunately. Pitto, if you answer that many, I'm going to give you 3 fouls because, you get 2 because 2 of them are wrong. So, Pitto, you're getting 2 fouls, a double foul play. That's not good because Barnes and Precious were not on this list. OG is. Random Gamer, you're getting another foul for Scotty because he's not on this. The number one is one that you guys got to think about. He didn't shoot very many, and he shot 50% from three. The number one three-point shooter for the Raptors. So really tread lightly here and think about that. Think about that really closely. Tom Duke's saying Yuta, you know what, Tom? You get another foul. You've got 3 now, so be really careful, y'all. Summer got it. It's Cam Birch. Good job, Summer, thinking about it. Yeah, well, who would have thought that like our 3 best three-point shooters in this series against Philadelphia that we just played would be Cam Birch, Chris Boucher, and OG Anunoby. Now, OG makes sense. So I blew the whistle random, so you're not getting a foul for Young. As soon as Summer said Cam, the play was dead. So no more fouls on that. So I just want to tell y'all who's in foul trouble right now as we go, because we're not even halfway through the questions, and y'all need to be real careful. That is real careful. Yeah, that is why we lost, G. That's part of what this is a fact-finding mission on figuring out where we went wrong. So, Tom, you've got 3 fouls, so don't get 3 more. Alistair, you got 3 fouls. G, you have 2 fouls. Random Gamer, you have 3 fouls. And Pitto, you have 2 fouls. That's your foul trouble. We're almost to halftime. There's a lot to go. I have 12 questions, and that was just number 4. Question number 5. Which Raptor averaged the most rebounds in the Philadelphia series? Like, who had the best rebounding average? Wasn't necessarily the most rebounds, but who averaged the most rebounds per game for the games they played and, like, did what they did? You know what I'm saying? All right, be real careful here. Alistair is not Boucher. That's another foul. Sorry. Summer's saying Pascal. That's wrong, Summer. Sorry, it's not Pascal. It's somebody you guys go, nope, Alistair, nope, it's Barnes. G got it. It's Scotty Barnes. When Scotty played, he averaged 9 rebounds a game in the series, and that was the best average in there. Alistair, I got to give you another foul, man. You're actually fouled out, Alistair. You're being very quick on the draw, but not hitting it right. So, unfortunately, I have to foul you out, Alistair, now, unfortunately. I mean, if we all foul out, then I may say, hey, everybody come back in because nobody can play. But for right now, you've got 6 fouls, Alistair, unfortunately. G got that one. It's Scotty Barnes. Okay, number 6 on my questions is which Toronto Raptors shot the best field goal percentage in the Philly series? They have to have had at least 10 shots. Delano Banton was actually the one who shot the best field goal percentage, but he didn't shoot enough for me to count him on this. There's a guy who shot 61.9%. G saying Pascal. That's wrong. It's not Pascal. Pascal did not shoot the best field goal percentage in this series. Tom Duke's doing the weakest link, lady. Crazy. Think about it. Like, honestly, there's one person that's going to be the right answer over and over again on this list, and it's not Pascal because I knew it'd be too easy. No, Tom, you're all right. You know, you'll get one. I'm sure you'll get one today. You guys got to think about it. Who shot the best from the field goal range for the Raptors in this series? What, you know, a lot of people going dead from 3-point range and things like that. Who maybe was doing stuff all over the place? Maybe it's somebody I already talked about winning something else on this questions already. Just a player on the team that really may have been the best Raptor in this series now that I go back and look at the numbers as far as things. Because, you know, Pascal, he had a couple of games where he was absolutely horrible. And there's Pitto saying Birch. No, it wasn't Birch, but that's actually a good guess. It's close to Birch. The Birch is a good guess as far as, like, he's also Canadian and he's also very big. I guess I just gave it away. Summer, no, it's not Precious. Precious didn't shoot the best. Summer, that's your second foul. Um, Tom Duke, you're on the board. It is Chris Boucher. Chris Boucher shot 61.9% in the series against Philly that we just finished. All right, good job, Tom. You're on the board. All right, question number 7. Which Raptor had the most blocks in this series? That's another one that's kind of easy in a way. Who had the most blocks for the Raptors throughout the whole series? Um, yeah, and you know what? Like I said, there may be a common thread here, and it's a lot of my questions at this point. And it may be me starting to make an argument for somebody that we need to resign for free agency this summer for sure. That's giving you guys clues right there. Who had the most blocks in this series against Philadelphia? Some are saying Precious. You guys aren't getting my clue. No, it's not Precious. So strike for both y'all, or foul. Tom, you have 4 fouls. Summer, you have 3. G saying it's Boucher. Yes, Chris Boucher led the team in blocks. He had 7 blocks. And the crazy thing is, in some of the games, he didn't play a lot of minutes. Like he had like a 10 or 15-minute game a couple times in there. And yeah, he had 7 blocks for the series. All right, the next question, number 8. Which Toronto Raptor had the best steals per game average in the series? Who had the best steals per game average in the series? Best steals per game. Like that means that they may not have played the whole series, but they had the best average when they were in there and got the best steals per game. Now think about that. This is a little bit of a mental exercise. There's a couple of good candidates of who you think it might be. So maybe watch who other people guess, and they can get the strike or the foul before you do. And then you could be like, oh, it's this person instead. Tom Duke's saying Scotty. No, Scotty didn't have the best steals per game. Tom, you have got 5 fouls. So tread carefully here. Tread very carefully here. 5 fouls. Who would have the most steals per game on the team? There's 2 guys really that you would think that would be the 2 most likely candidates of who would have the most steals per game in this series. I'll say right now they averaged 1.8 steals per game in the games that they played. VF, who's VF? Van Vliet. Yeah, Pitto, you got it. It's Fred Van Vliet. Fred Van Vliet. I see what you're saying with the VF there. I understand it's Fred Van Vliet. That's shortened vernacular. And G, because it's after him, you don't get the strike. So don't worry, you didn't get the strike. It is Fred Van Vliet. Summer, you're just a little late for Pitto to get it. All right, next question. Which Raptor shot the best free throw percentage in the Philly series? They had to have had at least 10 free throws because there's a couple of guys who shot 100% from the free throw line, but it was Fee and Isaac Bonga, and they only got like 1 or 2 each. So it's really who is the best free throw shooter for the Raptors in this series? And guess what? They shot 90% from the line. Summer's saying Boucher. You're right. Summer, that's the thing. That was a trick question. Chris Boucher ended up shooting the best at the free throw line. He was shooting 90% at the free throw line. Gary Trent was second with 89.5. So it is Chris Boucher. Summer gets the points. And I won't count a foul to random gamer because she blew the whistle on and called the dead play at that point. All right, question number 10. Just 3 more. The last question has a lot of answers, so you can clean up some answers there. Yeah, in a lot of ways, Boucher was the MVP in this one. And the weird thing about Boucher doing so well in the series is in his history in the playoffs, he's never been a heavily used playoff player. So it's kind of like, he came in blind and just showed up just from experience, from osmosis, from the bench. Because he didn't really play a lot for Golden State when he won a championship with them. And he didn't play a lot in our championship year in the playoffs. And, since then, I don't even think he played a lot in the bubble series. So it's really interesting to see him step up in this Philadelphia series that we just finished and actually play at a really high level in the playoffs because Chris Boucher just hasn't played that much in the playoffs. So it's pretty cool. All right, moving on. Answered question number 10. Which Toronto Raptor dished the most dimes in the Philly series? Who had the most assists? Like total assists, not per game, but the most assists over the whole series. Who ended up giving the ball up and passing it around the most in the series? This is a good one. Some of you guys are in foul trouble. Some of you aren't. So you can go all out on this one. G just got it. It's Pascal Siakam. That's right. Pascal had the most assists in the series for the Raptors, 35 assists. And that's something this season coming up, like much like we really focused on rebounding, offensive rebounds this year, I want us to focus on assists because this whole way we can prove Shaq and Charles wrong is by improving our play between each other, like our synergy. Get rid of all this isolation ball, get rid of all this like not using your teammates to get an advantage, to get a better shot, because that is the next level for the Raptors offense next year is to start playing off each other instead of just trying to go score. Go score, guys. Go and play off each other. Use each other to get easier shots. And I want to see more assists. So that's a big stat for next year. Yeah, it is Pascal. All right. Last question and then the bonus round. All right. Question number 11. Which Raptor had the best true shooting percentage in the Philly series? You guys know what true shooting percentage is? It's basically the accumulation of 3-point shooting, free throw shooting, field goal percent shooting all together. And I'm going to say once again, there's a very common thread in this. And that, if you answered already the free throw shooting and the field goal percentage, then it's probably the same person because that's what all adds up to true shooting percentage. So which Raptor had the best true shooting percentage? G is right. It's Boucher once again. Boucher had the best true shooting percentage of all the Raptors in this series. Okay, the bonus round has 8 correct answers. And, it's a free-for-all once again. And because you guys have done a good job of avoiding getting fouled out, you can pretty much, you may hit some bad notes and get wrong answers, but there's 8 right ones out of the whole roster. So in some ways you can get away with getting this one pretty easy. So the final question with 8 correct answers for like 200 points is which 8 Toronto Raptors played in all 6 games of the series against Philadelphia in the first round? Which 8 Toronto Raptors played in every single game, did not miss a game for whatever reason, injury or whatever? Raymond Jacobs getting Pascal. Yep. He's also getting Precious. That's correct also. Pitto's too late on Precious. Raymond's saying OG. You got OG too. G saying Birch. You got Birch. Raymond's saying Gary. Yep, Gary Trent is one of them, even though he really shouldn't have played, it looks like. G's saying Chris Boucher. Yep, Chris Boucher, of course. Tom Dukes, Pascal. Yep, already answered. I am Shanky saying Thad. Yeah, I am Shanky. You're on the board. That isn't a correct answer. You get 25 points for that. Thad Young. There's only one left, y'all. And listen, if you have there's hardly anybody. Tom Duke does have one more strike that he fouls out. But if you have there's only one more player. And this was really tough. Think about who's left, who isn't Scotty or Fred, obviously, because they were hurt. Who would be the one other Raptor that played all 6 games that hasn't been named so far? Yeah, both of those were already named, Pitto. So we got Pascal, OG, Gary, Cam, Precious, Thad, and Chris already named. Who was the last one? Yeah, Summer got it. It's Malachi Flynn. Yeah, Malachi ended up playing in every single game. Good job, Summer. So, all right, that's the end of the trivia today. I'm going to add up the points real quick and see how we did. Let's see. G got 1, 2. All right, I'm going to circle these just so I can see them better. But yeah, I basically wanted to go and look at the how the stats look for this series, and very interesting to see just how impactful Chris Boucher actually was. And we're talking a lot about what we'll do as far as money offering to him. But there's a lot of different factors with him. Like, he's such a unique kind of player. I don't know which teams out there want him or maybe out there kind of like trying to get him. And in some ways, like, he really just fits with us. And I don't know if I don't know what's going to happen. I really hope it's just really easy. And then maybe we're paying him $10 million a year for 4 years, the next 4 years, or the next 3 years or something like that. Because he made 7 this year. So I think that up tip to like 10 million a year with what he's doing and stuff like that, it's kind of fair. And he's not a real money hungry kind of guy. He really isn't. So, all right, let's see. G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. G got 8 today, so he's getting 200 points added to his list. Summer got 1, 2, 3, 4. Summer got 4, so she's getting 100 points added. Pitto got 1, 2. Pitto got 2, so you're getting 50 points in your debut. Let's see. Let's see. Alistair got 1, 2, 3. So Alistair got 3. He's getting 75. Tom Duke got 1, so he's 25. Raymond came in late, but he cleaned up in the last round. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're getting 100 points, Raymond Jacob. And then I'm a Shanky came in and snuck in and got 25 points right at the end. And of course, this is for the whole season. We started playing this at the beginning of the season. This has been the 17th game. And, when they give the Larry O'Brien out to one of the NBA teams, we're giving out the JYD practice jersey to whoever's leading in the points. By then, you can see it's authentic, real JYD signature and all that. And right now it's G who's leading in it all and stuff like that. Well, guys, thanks for coming and playing today. I'll put up the updated standings with the add-ups, and you can see where you stand and the whole standings, everything. I really appreciate everybody being here. Tomorrow it's a Wednesday watch along. And G is obviously getting it. He's been here every single trivia, like right from the start, and he's absolutely been killing it, like honestly. But the next season is going to have a very interesting prize. So stay tuned for Tuesdays this summer, and you can get a good jump on trying to get the next season's championship and stuff like G did this season. So tomorrow, Wednesday watch along, and in the way of good faith, I'm glad that Random Gamer has been here today. We are going to watch Game 2 of the Toronto-Philadelphia series in 2001. It's a game where Allen Iverson scored over 50 points on the Toronto home court. And I'm doing this just as I have the game to watch. I know the Raptors lose the game, but it's also just out of good faith because of all the ugliness that's going on between Sixers Nation and Raptor Nation right now. I just want to show that this is all about the sport and enjoying it, just like what we've been saying all along. Just being fans of the sport and watching good basketball, and not about all this hate and craziness is going on right now. So we're going to watch Game 2 of Philadelphia-Toronto from 2001. Allen Iverson scores 54 points in this game, and Philadelphia wins. So join me tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, sharp, and the normal starting time, to watch an old game with us. And the thing is, I'm getting better and better with upticking my technical knowledge. So it'll be a little bit better for viewing tomorrow. We should be having a better screen to see and be able to watch it actually together instead of all the craziness I've been doing on watch alongs recently. All right, guys, thanks for being here. Good job playing trivia. You guys did a great job. And we learned a little bit more about what happens statistically with the Raptors in the playoffs this year. All right, guys, have a great Tuesday. Pitto's saying, I remember listening to JYD on the phone to the Fan 590 while driving here once. He heard he was traded. He's the man. Yeah, he got traded to us from Detroit. And because Detroit's just across the border at Windsor, he jumped in his truck and he drove straight to Toronto from Detroit as soon as he heard he was traded here. And he's never left since. No, he has, but he's here a lot. Like he was at one of the Philadelphia games here in the playoffs just last week in a luxury box watching the game as a Raptor legend and stuff like that. He truly is one of the guys that is really honored and part of our history as a legend. All right, guys. Thanks for being here. And once again, and I'll be back tomorrow. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hit that red subscribe button if you can. Let's go Raptors. Yeah.